Well, you're watching Newsroom, and Maulesh Desai is our next guest on the show, Director CareEdge Ratings. Maulesh and his team has come out with a very interesting note on what's happening right now in our country, especially in sunrise sectors like data centers. We all know that massive data is being generated. All of us have much, higher level of data usage, and all the data needs to be saved. And data centers are booming in our country, very high growth from mid-tier companies. There are a bunch of Indian stock market companies as well, listed companies in the stock markets are getting benefited, and very large groups like Bharatis and Adanis and many other are in this field. And Maulesh, talk to us about, first of all, thank you very much for joining us on the show. Very interesting note you guys have come out with. Now, talk to us about what stage of data center growth are we in this sector? Is it early stage yet? Or we have seen this sector grow in the last 5-10 years, but it's in a takeoff stage?
So over last, if we see from 2000, journey from 2000, so 2000 to 2010, it was under evolving stage. But post launch of Geo Unified Payment Interface and increasing use of e-commerce, the sector has reached to that growth phase. We see the capacity addition. So every year we are seeing 100 to 150 megawatt of capacity addition in terms of data center, and it has reached to around 900 megawatt as of FY23. And what we expect going forward from FY24 to FY26, this capacity is expected to reach to 2000 megawatts. So this translates to capacity addition of 1.1 gigawatt with a capex outlay of 50,000 or a crore according to CareEdge Ratings. So it has reached to that growth phase according to us.
Right. What kind of growth do you see here? And also, will the high growth continue in the medium term, because more and more players are joining here?
Yeah, so as you have rightly mentioned, that the number of players, like the players from the varied domain experience, they have joined, be it from a real estate, be it from a construction, power entities. So they have joined into this race, but there is a favorable demand supply going on in the data center because of the three major reasons. One is because of the digital transformation, and we expect the internet users are expected to increase from 63% in FY23 to around 85% by FY29. That is one. Then second, the per megawatt capex cost in India for data center, that is around 45% lower as compared to the rest of the world. So that is also driving the growth. And third, the policy push that is coming from government, be it RBI, SEBI, and also government has given infrastructure status to data centers. Some of the states have also come out with the incentive. So this is driving the growth, and we expect that the favorable demand dynamics is expected to continue. And therefore, we expect the scaling up of the operations for the data center player with a healthy EBITDA margin of around 43%. And AI demand, that is a surplus. So in current demand, we have not factored much the AI because it is at OPEX, but definitely it's a big driver going forward. So demand supply dynamics is expected to be favorable for the data center sector.
Maulesh, talk to us about how data center per gigawatt is being valued right now. A lot of deals have also happened. How are the valuations running in the space? And also, where do the valuations stand versus global averages?
So in India, if you see the cost of data center per megawatt, so it's coming around to 44 to 45 megawatt, and depending upon the land cost, etc., so that cost can go up to 60%. So that's why the cost-wise we are favorable in terms of the data center, and therefore the valuations are better placed according to CareEdge Ratings.
Do you see the business of data centers getting better valuations in the next few years from here on, as more and more addition happens and more players come in, or you think valuations have peaked out?
So as far as the valuations are concerned, so as a credit rating agency, we will not be able to comment on the valuation aspect. But what we can definitely see is that the demand supply outlook is favorable, and therefore we are expecting around 30 to 35% CAGR growth from FY24 to FY26, and with a EBITDA margin of 43%. So that will drive the valuation in the medium term.
Sure, I understand. So I'll go back, I'll take the point of valuation back, but what you're saying is 30 to 40% CAGR growth next few years, and around 40% margin outlook remains for the space. Can we say that at least 2 to 3 years this visibility is there?
Yeah, so till FY26, this visibility is there, and AI is also a big driver in the same. And currently, since the demand is opaque, but if we see the Western trend in US, so after use case of AI, the data center demand has actually increased in the US because the raw material is data center for the AI. So therefore, the demand supply dynamics is expected to be favorable.
How do you see M&A prospects here and global investment and all of that? Do you think right now people in the build your own data center phase, or in next 2 to 3 years acquisition will also start happening because growth will be high and it will take time to build your own facilities?
So currently the data center market in India, so that is there, if you look at the share of top 5 players, so that constitutes around 90%. So in the medium term by FY26, so that share is expected to be reduced to around 75% with the addition of the new players. But the consolidation phase in terms of M&A, what we expect, it will start after FY28 or so, because currently it's in the growth phase. So no major M&A is expected currently.
All right, Maulesh. Thanks very much for your time. Good inputs. It's a sunrise sector. A lot of stuff is happening here. Thanks for sharing your thoughts as far as the data center sector is concerned. All right, with that, it's a wrap on the show. Thanks very much for watching. But meanwhile, here out Ashwini Bhide, post the Mumbai Trans Harbour link. It's time for north phase of metro line to be operational. Yes, that's correct. The 360 kilometer stretch metro network along the Trans Harbour link is being made to ease out traffic flows of 22 lakhing bikers. My colleague spoke